So we've had a request from Jennifer. She wants a core workout that she can do at home, in the gym, or wherever she may be. So what we're going to do is take you through a series of exercises, give you some progressions for each one, and then take you through how the workout's going to work.
Okay, so the first exercise is the glute bridge. So you can see John's in position here. He's got the resistance band over his hips and held to the side onto the floor by his hands. Obviously you need to use something as a raised platform, so we've got a Reebok step here. So starting the exercise, all you do is keeping the shoulders in touch with the floor. You're going to draw your belly button in, you're going to tense your glutes, and you're going to roll up until your knees, your hips and your shoulders are in line. Short pause of 2 to 3 seconds and then roll back down. And continue. Up nice and level and back down. So you can see the resistance band is held on the floor at all times. That just gives you an added bit of resistance over the hips. And down. Okay, so the next exercise we're going to do is the overhead lateral side bend. So notice that John's got the band underneath the foot. He's going to raise the hands up, extend the arms all the way up, and then from there he's going to bend to the side, the opposing side to where the band is, reach down, keeping his hand in the same position, so his hands are always reaching vertically up. They don't go alongside as you laterally bend. All you're going to do is slide down, short pause, and then come back up. Obviously repeat on both sides once you've completed that side. Right then, so the next exercise is the plank. As you can see, John's already in position here. Note that his belly button is tucked in, his shoulders, his hips are in line, there's no sagging at the waist or dipping, he's not raising his glutes up or in turn placing his hips down. So there's a nice shape there, and all you're going to do is hold it in that position. Now a progression for this is like so. You're raising the glutes up, pivoting on the toes, and then coming back down to the start position. Okay, so next exercise we're going to do is the Romanian deadlift, or the stiff-legged deadlift. Note that John is in position now. He's got nice posture there. His shoulders are in line with his knees. His backside is sticking out. His chest is proud, and his shoulders are retracted back. He's holding the band in his hands on both sides, and it's looped over to give him a nice bit of resistance. We start the exercise by keeping a slight bend on the knee, going to full extension. The first thing we do when we go back down is we draw the belly button in, we break at the hips, and there's a slight bend in the knee, so most of the work is in the glutes and the lower back. If you want to progress the exercise, simply use a heavier band or go onto weighted bars, or the other alternative is to do a single leg. This one's a really good exercise for the hamstrings and the core, and just try and push it back and try and get them knees and the feet nice and high behind you whilst keeping a nice straight back. Good for balance and proprioception as well, so an excellent exercise. The next exercise we're going to do is the side plank. So notice the position John's in here. What we're going to do is we're going to raise up, keeping one arm in touch with the ground. We're going to keep the other hand lined and on the side of the leg. The feet there are always in contact with the ground, and then everything else is lifted off. Notice that he's nice and straight, his belly button's pulled in, and then he's just going to hold that for a certain amount of time, either 30 or 45 seconds. If we want to progress this exercise, what we're going to add is a few pulses in there. That just gets the side obliques working. And if we want to work really hard, all we're going to do is start raising the legs as well. So what that's doing now is that's working the abductors, whilst the core is working nice and hard to keep that in line. Okay, so next exercise we're going to do is the Superman. We've got the band wrapped around the central part of the trainers, and then onto the opposing hand and wrapped between the fingers or between the thumbs. So we're going to be nice and postural here, so John's going to keep that position. He's going to be fully locked out with his arms, and what he's then going to do is he's going to raise the foot that the band is wrapped around and the hand at the same time, maintaining a good posture throughout, so his back's not dipping at all, keeping nice and straight. Do a certain amount of repetitions on that side and then change over. If you find that too hard with the band, the regression is take the band away just to get the technique right, and you do it without the band. Progression from the bands is simply that you use a heavier and a thicker resistance band. The last exercise we're going to do is the band crunch. Whereas most of the other exercises have been slow and controlled, what we're going to do with this one is we're going to rep to failure. This is going to be at the finish and at the end of your workout. So what we're going to do, John's got the band held in his hands. He's going to keep his body in contact with the ground, mainly targeting the lower abs on this one. So we're going to crunch out and extend the legs, keeping them off the floor, about 6 to 12 inches off the ground, and then pull the knees back up towards the chest. Progression for this is that we do both movements with the hands and the feet at the same time. Get the legs nice and low and extend those arms, keeping them fully extended. What we're then going to do is go into a full crunch. So at this point we're doing a full sit-up, shoulders coming off the ground. Once you've got the technique for this, and then another progression for this is just to use a thicker band each time as you get better. This one, go to failure. Do as many as you can before resetting and starting the first exercise.
Okay, so that is the order of the exercises. The rep ranges and times are at the beginning of each exercise on the video. To progress these, all you need to do is use the progressions we've shown you and increase the number of rounds. To start with, aim for 3 full rounds, taking 1 to 2 minutes behind for rest, and then aim to go up to 5 if you can. But remember, never sacrifice form for speed and time in these exercises.